Hi everybody, it's me Pam here at Lady Pug Kisses Stamp Studio. I am starting by showing you this beautiful paper again. I know I worked with it yesterday, but surprise! As of the 1st, Stampin' Up! Is going to do a month-long sale on their DSP. So, like I said, if you are not investing in DSP, you should probably, this is even all of them. I mean, I just grabbed some of my favorites. So if you're not investing in the DSP, you're probably missing out on some beautiful cards because Stampin' Up! Has some of the most beautiful DSP. They just, I don't know, it's just beyond gorgeous. At least I think so. So I got most everything cut with my slicer dicer, the paper trimmer. So I think I'm going to put that away. And we are going to have our scrap over here because I'm going to definitely need to stamp off and have my cleaner. I think I'm going to open it this time. That way, if I need to clean it. I did actually get as many of the stamps that I was going to use out already and put them on blocks. So hopefully that kind of helps a little bit. So we're going to make a really simple fun fold card for you today. And like I said, I had everything cut up. So yay. Hopefully we can get this done really not exactly what I say quickly, but at least with a little, not as long as an hour like it has been the last couple of days. So today's history question is, isn't that gorgeous? Today's history question is, and I think what I'm going to do is I will start, let me take a peek and make sure you guys are still okay there. Alrighty. There we go. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start giving the answers at the end. At the end. So I will tell you that President James Garfield was the president that got shot at a fair. And it was an assassination by, I forget who it was. It was an assassination. And this is kind of a directional paper, so I want to make sure I get it on there right. And but he didn't die right away, as I told you last time. He died, it was 11 weeks later by blood poisoning. Basically, what happened was all the doctors in the area wanted to feel the bullet. Yeah, so they all just kind of fingered his bullet wound, and he ended up getting like something like sepsis, I believe it was. Yeah, right, crazy. I guess we learn. But I'm gonna center this. And I will have all of the cutting and scoring in the description below for you, so you don't have to worry about me telling you, because this is just a standard card, cut in half, or scored in half at 5.5. And then I cut off 2 3/4. I did not throw it away though. I kept it. I've got it right here. So we're going to glue it together now. So he died 11 weeks later from sepsis, basically. And the first female doctor that ever worked on a, well, she wasn't the first female doctor, but she was the first female doctor that got to work on an American president. So I forget her name too. Maybe I should keep my history notes next to me so I can get those to you. And this is kind of directional as well. So I'm going to put this on there, just in the center it. And then my answer to the second to the last was, what was that question again? Oh my goodness. It's slipping my mind what my last, oh yeah. Okay, that was yesterday's, or yeah, yesterday's answer. The first answer was JFK. JFK was the president that, in order to impress the Germans, he tried to learn their language, and there was one syllable that it is off, and he ended up calling himself a jelly donut. I know, pretty terrible. I know, but so today's history question is a relatively easy one. It was the one president. The question is, which one president was thrown out of Washington, D.C. as a senator by asking one question, and that question was, show me the spot. So easy. I'm sure that, you know, and I will give you the answer at the end of the video. Alrighty, so now that I've got these done, I'm gonna get this white piece of paper right here, and I am going to start decorating. So, I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my black Memento ink, which is right here, and I don't know if I want the big one. I don't know if I want the big one. I think I want this one. And I will give you the answer at the end of the video, though. Yes, I will. That way you don't have to wait, or if you don't, you just want to know, you can like tune into the next one. Alrighty, so there we go. I'm not sure if I want another one or what. This is going to go inside of my card, so there we go. We're just going to color these in real quick. I got all my markers out. Hopefully none of them are running out of ink like my so soft seafoam. So I've got that on order. So okay, so let's see here. So we're going to use Daffodil Delight. Yeah. Because we're going to do some other colors on the front too. So let's see here. So let's get our dark, and this is the Daffodil Delight. How do I choose my colors that I want to use? I take and look at the back of my DSP 90% of the time. If I'm using DSP, if I'm not using DSP, then I just kind of, you know, use my cheats, which are these. And if you place a $35 order with me, I will send you in an email a PDF of them in which you can print out and have, you can put it in a binder or whatever. And that way you guys, it can be your own cheat reference. So, and it's just Stampin' Up. They take and do them for us. So, yeah. And let's see here. We're going to do the dark Coral Calypso. And so I'm just going to use this one. But that's how I do it. But like I said, I usually look at the back of my DSP and I go from there. And just cheat it out. I'm sorry if my head is in your way. I'm trying a different camera angle. Hopefully it is not in your way. But, you know, can't be sure because I'm not up there looking. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm actually physically disabled. And so it's hard for me to just stand for long periods of time. I had a T12 spinal cord injury years and years ago. And I'm actually pretty excited about what I seen on World News last night. So I might have to get in touch with a neurologist. And not just for my Botox injections, for my migraines, but for that new thing that they're doing now. I think it's just in Switzerland right now. My husband would send me, I think he would let me go to Switzerland for it. It's this implanted device in which they connect to your brain and they go through your spine, through with vertebrae and everything. It sounds super scary because, you know, that's what got me in this mess in the first place was my spine. being severed, but they run this device through your spine and connect it to nerves. Ooh, you guys are learning so much from me today, huh? And so they connect it through your nerves to the nerves in which are mostly damaged. And this is what I understand about it from what I watched last night. And you know who? I'll let you know. So the person that they have to come in on all these spinal cord injury broadcast, news, they bring in Will Reeves. Can you believe it? And he looks so much like his father, Christopher Reeves. He's so cute. He's just like a cute little young Superman. But so let's get back to it. So what happens is they'll take and connect it to your brain, and then it connects it to those nerves, and then it uses AI, which is obviously you guys all know what that is, artificial intelligence, and using your own brain. It uses your own brain to control your muscles and nerves in those areas. And I'm just like so ecstatic right now because, this guy, he was even worse off than me. And he was walking with the canes that I use. I know. I'm like, oh my Lord. So if he can do it, then just imagine what I'll be able to do. Maybe, some of my life will be easier, So we'll see. I'm going to talk to, I need to make a neurologist appointment anyhow. So maybe I'll make that appointment with that neurologist and he can get me in contact with a neurologist that might be able to help me with that. So this is going to go inside here. There we go. And get it wiggled in its right. You see how I had that super, super crooked, but I fixed it. All right, and this is going to go on here, but I'm not quite sure what I'm going to stamp on there yet. So we're going to see. I know that I I'm thinking I might want some DSP there, but I doubt it. So we're going to see. Maybe we'll go back in here with, I don't see a stem. Okay, so I'll just wing my stems. Maybe. So here's what I'm going to do is I am going to, again, get my black Memento ink. This is going to have this, putting this card together is going to be harder than it actually being, kind of decorating it, it's going to be harder than, and you know what? I think I want that up more. No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm going to take the smaller one. There we go. And we're going to put it over here. Kind of want them both on the paper. There we go. So like I said, we're winging our stems. So we will do that in a few. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll just come in here with some of my leaves. Where is my pretty colors here? I think I might go with the old olive. Oh, I just got ink on me. You see that? So I'm going to get my hand sanitizer because it works so well to neutralize that color, and I don't have to worry about it getting all over my project. So let me get my pen out of the way. There we go. So there we go. Get our leaves here. I'm going to start with this one. leaves. It doesn't really matter how you do it. I'm just kind of weird in particular. I might come back in here with another flower down here. And just fill it in with the leaves. I think that's what I might do. Oh, oh, I can't believe I just did that. That's okay. We've got plenty of white DSP because I've already, I mean, I could hopscotch double Dutch flip it over, but yeah, no. I can't believe I did that. But all right, so we'll get our slicer, dicer, our paper trimmer out. I wanted to show you guys the paper trimmer anyhow, right? That's what it was all about. So this one is 4 and 7/8. So let's see here. I gotta clean that up. 4 and 7/8. Okay, so is this it? Oh no, I just wonder. Okay, so let's see. So 4 and 7/8 by 3 and 1/8. So 3 and 1/8. There we go. All right. Now that I'm fixing my boo-boo, we're gonna go in. I can't believe I did that. Oh my goodness. It was turning out so good too. Alrighty. So let's get that particular one cleaned up real quick. Okay. So I hope I don't think it did. I'm gonna look real quick. Can't tell. It's both dark colors, so that's okay. So let's get our basic black, or our black Memento ink, because I know I'm going to use blender pens. And since I know what I'm doing this time, I'm going to do this. I'm going to come in here and here, and then, hey, what are you two doing? My puppies, they're always into everything. And we'll put in some of those really pretty leaves. To fill it in. That's basically just making your own background or your own DSP or however you want to say. So now we're going to get this again. I can't believe I did that. I'm such a dork. So like I said, I'm super excited about what I seen on the news last night. Now I need to get with a neurologist and see what they recommend for me to do. I think I want this one. Alrighty. There you are. So that looks super pretty, just like that. All right, now take these over here real quick and just clean them up. I know I'm going to use them again, but you know. There we go. Now let's get that out of our way too and get our same colors that we're using again. And we're going to go and just super quick get these colored up for you. This big one, it's more like a little, I wonder if there's a stamp for it. No, I thought maybe there was, but I bet there's a die that you can put right here on here. In fact, I'm looking. Nope, maybe not. That's what I get. So, yeah, I don't know if I just... All right, and then we're going to go in with the light one. Not that side. Maybe I accidentally left my soft seafoam opened at one time. I don't usually do that. I usually make sure I hear it click, but it's weird that it dried up. Kind of sad. Kind of sad. There we go. There. And then the coral clips up. I'm gonna start with the dark. Try to get this super fast. I can't believe I did that. See, I'm not even like being precise when I'm doing some of this. I'm just adding the dark color so I can bring it in with the lighter one and help make that two-tone color look that you get when you blend. So that's all I'm doing. And so hopefully you guys, I don't know. My son called me yesterday. He's in Washington. And he's like, Mom, we went from like cold, wet to hot last week. And I'm like, oh gosh. Mother Nature is mad at us. I don't know what we did to upset her, but I think she is angry with us because she has just not been nice with this weather lately. It's just, it's not like bad, it's just, it's odd, you know. I do like the fact that when you get the black Memento ink, you don't have to worry about making a muddy mess when you're doing your alcohol blends. So I can't believe, I should have probably done this before. I don't think it's going to be more than an hour. Hopefully. And I kind of do a circling motion, but you can do it whatever way you want. And I've seen people do it 100 different ways, honestly. Because there's no wrong or right way to craft. Does that make sense? You just do you. And you do what makes you happy. And then you're happy. And other people will figure out their own way. They will watch you. They will enjoy it. Or, you know, they're going to get your card and they're just going to be like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Because I don't think I've ever received a card in which I'm like, ew. I've always been like, oh my gosh, it's so great. So, yeah, so just know that there's no wrong or right way. People are just going to love your creations, no matter what you do. So, but maybe, no, I was thinking maybe I should have done my leaves in the, what was it? Parakeet party? No. Blah, 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 blah. The parakeet, pretty peacock. Spit it out, Pam. Spit it out. Oh. And I did get up. I was able to work out today. My puppies let me do that today, so that's good. With all their energy, sometimes they just want to play ball or cuddle. I know I say energy and then I say cuddle. That contradicts it. They just are so needy. My puppies just always need attention. But I did ask on the neighborhood app, or Nextdoor app, or whatever it's called, if anybody knows of a veterinarian around this area, because like I said, I am new here, just moved here, and the babies are coming upon 2 years old. I know I say they're puppies and they're 2 years old, but they're puppies until they stop playing like puppies, if you ask me, and they still play like puppies. They still have so much energy. So, but they're coming on 2 years old, so they're gonna need booster shots and all that stuff. So hopefully somebody can get back to me and I can find a really good vet in this area and get them seen soon. It's not till September, but still. There we go. All right, so I don't think I'm quite done with this one, but we'll see. Now, I don't think I am though. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here with my Pretty Peacock. You see how I spit it out that time? Oh yeah. So, and my little sponge dauber. I think they're sold in the catalog for like in a pack of 5 or something like that. And then I'm just gonna kind of go in there and sponge it. But I don't think I'm done yet. Honestly, I think I'm gonna emboss this one. I know. Just to give it a little bit more definition. But I just wanted a little bit of a color on the very edges. And see how much, I mean, I only put the tiniest bit of color on that, and it just keeps going and going and going. And then I think what I'm gonna do, because I wanna bring some of that and I'm going to just kind of muddy up that white with the Pretty Peacock. Not a lot, just a smidge. That way it doesn't, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I just thought maybe it'd look good that way. Alrighty, so I've got somewhere, where did I do with them? Oh, here they are. So I've got the basics. It comes in a set of 3, and I forget how much they are, but they're just the basics. I think they're just so cool. And I'm going to use this one that's, I don't know what you call it, but just to give it a little bit more definition. So which one? I think this feels like a 3D embossing folder, so I'm going to use this one and this one. So let's get this in here. I'm always trying to second guess if it's a regular embossing folder or a 3D embossing folder, but I want to say this is a 3D embossing folder. And yep, it is. There we are. I keep this right down here. That way I can snatch it up and use it again, because I know I'm not done with it, because I'm still going to cut some things out. So look how pretty that ended up looking. Like, so pretty. I like it. I like it. I like it. I think it's going to give that center just what it needs. And you're definitely going to want to use either glue or your Stampin' Seal Plus because of it being embossed. So I'm using my handy dandy glue because it's one of my favorites, especially when I'm trying to get things centered. And there, so there we go. So there's that one. There's gonna be so much like going on in this card, I think, but that's okay. Now, get a couple of these thick cardstocks over here. And first of all, I think this is the one I got out for this one here. I'm hoping it, because I want to say it's gonna make and then I'm going to put it on the front. So it is going to overlap just a smidge, which is what I wanted. So, but yet again, I made sure that that cardstock is the exact size I needed. So I'm going to have to get my tape out here. So I'm going to need one. And then I'm going to need two. And then I'm going to need two of the threes. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to get my Post-it note tape. And I'm going to get this on here. And we're going to cut it out. Like I said, it's a tight squeeze, but it's going to work. I just know it is. I've never used this side before. First time. Yep. I'm not even going to close that. I'm just going to put it down there just like that. Alrighty. Now, got that piece out. I don't need it. I don't need all these little stray pieces either. So, boy, look at all those little pieces. Come on. All the little pieces. All my little pieces. All my little pieces. Now, I think I want to trim a little bit off of this side. So I'll get my slicer dicer out and we will do that. Alrighty. Or do I? I was really wanting this. I was really wanting this. Maybe I won't be using this piece, people. I mean, on something I might, but I don't know about this. But I see how it's going to work now. Do you see? We figured this out. So I can definitely like put this on the front of a card or something, and that would work. So, yeah. All right. So we're not going to use that one, but we can definitely reuse that. And let's see here. Black Memento ink. Black Memento ink. Oh, there it is. I don't know if that's going to be big enough. No, not when I go to cut it out, but you know which one will be. This one here. I don't like wasting. So if there's a scrap of paper, I'm going to use it. So, gunk on it. So we're just going to do this so we know we're not going to get the gunk. There we go. And then, let's see here. Because we're doing the front of the card. I think I want a big one as well. Kind of do something like we did yesterday, where there's 2 flowers popped up on the front. And then everything's, there we go. There. And I thought I had another piece of thick white. I don't, but that's okay. All right, so let's get our, I'm gonna cut them out before. That way, because I can color them whenever. Alrighty, so let's see here. Let's get our, here we are. So has anybody figured out the answer to our history question today? The show me the spot. Kicked out of Washington, D.C. This is the hardest part. You have to line them up. There we go. There we go. We're almost done, so I'm going to be giving you guys the answer very, very soon. So, get in there. There we go. One. And 2. They're so pretty. I'll just put those over there for now. Alrighty, so I think this time I'm going to come in here with different colors. And I might actually give it a little bit of color, but I'm not sure I like it. So I think I'm just gonna go back in here with our blender pins, or yeah, our blending pins again. There we go. Maybe a smidge more on this one. I'll even tell you the history behind it when I give you that. And so I think I'm going to tell you now. So the answer to the history question for today's history question is dark. Is Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was a very, very young U.S. congressman at the time. And he was in Washington, D.C. I want to say he was a congressman at the time, or a state representative or something like that. And he was in Washington, D.C. because of the whole Texas cabal. Do you remember the whole Texas cabal? So what happened in Texas was the land grab, pretty much. You know, so the old Manifest Destiny, where parts of, or people in Washington, D.C. felt like we needed to be from sea to shining sea. They wanted the entire continent to be the United States. And Texas, you know, belonged to Mexico. And they had a thing where they was like, well, you know, we can't start anything unless a Mexican killed an American on Texas land. And so what ended up happening is that some of the landowners in technically Mexico still at the time. Remember, this is still, but it's Texas, you know. They decided to come up with this like little coup, right? We'll just call it that. We'll call it a coup. And so they came up with this plan in which they got into a scuffle with some Mexicans. And I am sorry if I'm offending anybody, but this is history and you can't really butter up history. History is just dark and ugly, and it's, you know, you can't erase it either. So if I'm offending somebody that's Hispanic, I do apologize. I'm from California. I've got many, many friends and family that are Hispanic. And so I'm not trying to diss you guys at all. So what happened was these Texas, here we go. Okay, right back into it. These Texas people that were living in Texas that wanted Texas to be part of the United States, they got into a scuffle in Mexico, over on the definite Mexico side. Yes, so I'm getting that very clearly out there. They got into a scuffle, and one of them got killed by a Mexican in Mexico. So what they did, no lying here, I'm not lying, they drug the body across into Texas and went to Congress and said, this is what the Hispanics did. They came over to the United States and they killed this guy because, you know, they just, I'm Italian too. Can you tell my voice keeps going up and down? And they go, and they killed this guy and left him for dead. And now he's, you know, we just need to take and do something about it. And that leads to, you know, things like, all the fights between, you know, the Alamo and this and that, which is whole nother story there. That's just as messed up as this one. And, and so this young Abraham Lincoln, you know, knowing what they were up to when this is happening, he's like, with all due respect, show me the spot. Show me the spot in which this happened. And because they wanted the scuffle with Mexico, because they wanted their land, they threw him out of Washington, D.C. They're just like, get out. We don't want your kind here. And so that is called the spot resolution. You can look it up on your history, you know, ask your smart device or whatever, and they will probably explain it better than I did. Because I'm not a history professor. I'm just a history buff people. So, but yeah, can you believe it? And then that led to the whole, you know, fight with Mexico, which in return we stole Mexico. I say we stole Mexico from Mexico. We ended up with California, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, and some, I want to say, part of Nevada. And of course, the entire world was just like, look at those bullies over there, those Americans, they're bullies. They bullied Mexico and they stole their land, which was not a lie. That's basically what happened. So the Treaty of Guadalupe was where the United States ended up giving Mexico, like, I don't know, it wasn't very much money. It was super low. I want to say 5 million, but I don't know, because I don't even think we got the Alaska for that much. But yeah, isn't that horrible? We did that. That's what our nation did. Our nation did that. So yeah, none of the United States history is really pretty. I have to admit it's not exactly pretty, but it's history. Okay. You know what I didn't do? I didn't make my sentiment yet. So let me see here. This one. I want to take and get a smidge off of this. I don't know if I want it to be thanks now, because I don't, ooh, I think I know. I think this one will work. Just put this one away. I'm gonna do hooray, it's your day. And then I think I'll put a happy birthday inside later. Hooray, it's your day. So let me get my slicer dicer super quickly. I thought I was all done with this, but apparently I can never be really done with anything. Make sure that this is, yeah. So I just want a sliver off because I want to use that. So, or you know what I'm going to do? Because I know if I do this, I'm going to ruin it. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get our here, and then I'm also going to get my Pretty Peacock, because I could have used black. I don't know. There we go. And then I will trim it. Or you know what I think? I know I'm winging it again. So let's see here. 3 1/4. Yeah, so let's, I'm not going to cut the sides down, but I am going to cut this down to 3 1/4. And then, I don't know if this is going to be long enough. It will. So, actually, maybe I'll get a different one here, because I know this will, yeah. So what's this one? This one is 2 3/4. So 2 3/4. So let's just do this. There we are. Yeah. Alrighty. Put that back. All right. So this one, we're going to come back in here, right in the center, up to the top, because I do know I'm going to trim that down. And then I don't know if this one will work. No. But this one will. Okay, so. Again, I think I might make it a skinnier strip. All right. I used to have a little tiny slicer dicer that Stampin' Up sold for a little while, but I gave it to my sister so we can create things together. And because I didn't want people to have to buy a bunch of stuff, so I did. I gave it to her. All right. So here's what we're going to do is we're just going to take and trim a smidge off the bottom on that one. This one's going to be a little bit more than a smidge, I think. There we go. There we are. Now, here we are, our Daffodil Delight. Because we have some of that Daffodil Delight in our DSP, I'm just kind of adding a little bit to my edges to kind of help bring it out a little bit. This is a step that you can skip. It's preference at this point. You don't have to keep doing like I'm doing. Just stop at somewhere else. All right, so again, we're going to do it to this one as well. So this card, actually, the design of it, I forget the name of it, is a Lisa Curcio card. So if you have not watched any of Lisa Curcio's videos, you should probably head on over to her channel, Lisa's Stamp Studio, I believe is what it's called. And she's the one that came up with this particular fun fold. Is this where I got the idea from, is from her. And she used the milkshakes, I believe. So this one. So this one is going to go right across the front. I might have to, nope, maybe not. So I'm going to use glue because I don't want too much dimensionals on this, because I know it's probably going to go through the United States Postal Meter. So there we go. There we are. So there's that piece. Now we've got this piece. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this piece and we're going to adhere it in here. So I'm just going to take the whole back here. I know you guys probably felt like you just went through a mini history lesson with me. Maybe I did miss my calling. Maybe I should be a history professor. But I don't know. I just leave that to the experts, like my great friend, Jeffrey Gentry. You know what the funny thing is that you'll probably hear this a couple hundred different times, because I'll probably bring it up just about every time I talk about this. And so I want this to be up here only. But here's the crazy thing is that I had a friend growing up. His name was Jeffrey, but I thought his mother, I've always thought to myself, that Mrs. Norgreen did not know how to spell Jeffrey. But I loved Jeffrey. And he would only let me call him Jeffrey. Everybody else had to call him by his middle name. So when I had my last son, I really wanted my son's name to be Jeffrey. But I wanted it spelt the way I wanted it spelt. So, oh, yeah. So I wanted it spelt the way I wanted it spelt. I didn't want it spelt the way Mrs. Norgreen spelt it. And so I named my son Jeffrey. I did. And I spelt it the way I wanted to spell it. And so years later, I signed up for these history classes, and my teacher's name was Jeffrey. His first name was Jeffrey, which isn't odd at all for your professor's name to be the same as your son's name. It's just not, you know. But I'll tell you what is crazy, though, is that not only did I find out that his first name was Jeffrey, but his middle name was the same as my son's middle name. Like, how creepy is that to find out that not only was his first name the same as my son's name, but his middle name was the same as my son's name, right? So that's all great, right? You know, you're thinking, you know, and then I look at him and I go, I bet your mother spelt your name wrong. And he's like, I bet you spelt your son's name wrong. Because I told him, I go, oh my gosh, your first and second name, your first and middle name is my son's name. You know, how eerie is that? And and so he's like, no, I bet you spelt your son's name wrong. And I'm like, nah. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these down. And so he's like, he told me how his mother spelt his name. And I told him how I spelt my son's name. And lo and behold, they are spelt exactly the same. And so I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, because I could, and my name's probably spelt more like their last, what one would have as their last name spelling of Jeffrey, but I don't know. I liked it. So now I think I want that to be up on dimensionals. Alrighty, so let's put that back over here and get our dimensionals out here. Isn't this card kind of cute? The more I do to it, the more I like it. So, but like I said, it's not my design. That is all Lisa Curcio. So, let's see here. Yeah. Just making sure that I'm not putting these dimensionals anywhere that's going to be clashing with where there's nothing. So, there we go. Let me see here. Now, unlike Lisa, I use tweezers. She's got her arthritis, which I understand, but and I do have the take your pick tool somewhere. It's just that, and I should be using it considering that I can't get these things off my little tweezers. It's just that I've been using the tweezers for so many years. I just go to this one. Alrighty, so I want to think that I want some string or something, or just some bling. might just use bling. There we go. There, yes, yes. So these adorable little frosted dots, loose frosted dots, I think is what I'm going to use. Now I've got so many to choose from because there's so many of these colors that are in here. So I could use the yellow, or the Daffodil Delight, in which we've got a little bit of in there, which is really pretty. Or we can use the Parakeet Party, or pretty Parakeet. I think I want to say those with there's also a blue in there that I think. So I'm thinking I want the yellow. I think I want the yellow. I think in that inside I should have probably did the same color of this, but you know. And I did yesterday, I showed you how you can turn these into adhesive backed, but I'm not doing that today. I'm just going to use my good old handy dandy. This is the only part about it. I usually drop them until I figure it out. But I'm not going to, oh, there we go. Yeah, I was going to say I was going to get my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to just get my handy dandy glue. Yeah, and I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to use it because I actually like my Take Your Pick tool for this anyhow. Come on, stay in your home. There we go. I think here. Did get a little bit of glue there, but you know, it dries clear, so I'm okay with that. This one. And then a smidgy one. A smidgy one. Smidgy, smidgy, smidgy. And that is our finished card. That, honestly, the glue doesn't take very long to dry at all. So it'll be dry before I can sneeze, probably. So let's put the cap on this. I'm glad I got 2 of these because I've just been using them up. I'm glad I got 2 of those DSPs. I'm actually gonna place an order on the 1st and get another one. I know. I should leave them there for you guys, but I need another one. I love this DSP. Alrighty, so here is our, I want to say she called the double flap card. And it's got this, and you've got this, and you've got that. So, hooray, it's your day. Hello. Hooray, it's your day. And then happy birthday or something inside. I think it's super cute. I might make some more, and I might put them on my Facebook group page. Remember to subscribe so I can start going live. Like, share, join my Facebook group page. And at the end of June, we are going to, let me grab them. We are going to do a little roulette wheel, and one of you are going to win all 5 of these. This is the 5 new in colors, and one of you guys will win them. So add your friends. You know, I'm new at this, so I'm just trying to help boost myself here just a smidge. So if you can help me out, I'd greatly appreciate that. If you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I would love to try and be your Stampin' Up demonstrator. But yes, hopefully you guys enjoyed this card and you guys will recreate your own. And if you do, and you get on my Facebook group page, which is Lady Pug Stamp Kisses Studio, Lady Pug Kisses Stamp Studio, please show them off. I would love to see what you guys do. I know that's the first time I ever said that, but I would love to. All right, so you guys have an amazing afternoon, and I will catch you guys later. All right, bye.